Welcome to the Roundtable Podcast. I am Shogun. I'm very excited. We are all very excited about tonight's episode with a legendary Roundtable personality by the name of Open Eye Project. I knew him as Holy Sepulchre. He just told me not to say that, but I did anyway. Sorry, buddy. Anyways, please join us on the Roundtable Discord server. Just Google Roundtable Discord. Or go to Discord and check out the politics or conspiracy sections. Join us on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit. If you're on it, we're on it. That being said, welcome, Holy Sepulchre. Thanks for being here.
I could be better. Something happened. I don't want to talk about it because I won't be able to think. Well, 13 years ago, I found out about my mother. She was born on the 27th. She died on the 27th, and she was 27 years old when she died. She died on the 7th month, 27 of 67, and I was 43 years old, which is in numerology, 4 and 3 is 7. And I knew this was like, wow, man, someone wants me to wake up or something, you know. And then the spirit world started talking to me and saying, you're going to be the messenger. And we've been waiting to wake you up for a long time, you know, and to find out about your mother and my birthday. My birthday on the day of spring, March the 20th. I'm 58 years old now, and it's the 13th sign. And I found out instead of being the cusp, but because they call the cusp, if you're in between zodiacs, they call it cusp, C-U-S-P. Well, my birthday is the day of the cup. You could say the tree of knowledge. You could say the cup of tree of knowledge of, well, you know, you could say it's the cup or the tree of knowledge of good and evil, or the cup of good and evil, the knowledge of good and evil. So I started doing research on numerology when I found out about my mother. Science stuff like railroad tracks, electromagnetic fields on railroad tracks. I'm not going to get in detail, but you could probably get on Twitter or Facebook and just look up the railroad tracks. You know, I did some live videos on railroad tracks too. It has electromagnetic fields around tracks. Some of them stronger because they're connected to the ley lines of the earth. And you can feel the energy. I did one experiment. I do scientific research and experiments, you know. I saw a book where it says you lay down a lot of crystals and then you lay down, and I guess you just meditate or whatever. So I said, okay. And I said, you know what? I'm going to make sure my head's pointing north. I took a compass and see where north was. And I put the bigger crystals around the head part of it, you know. So I laid down all at once, right? I mean, I don't know how many seconds. It was like really quick. All at once, I I heard a radio going off, you know, like, what the heck? And I got mad. I said, dang on it. Did someone drive up or something? I got up. I was kind of mad because I wanted to meditate. And I went to the front driveway to see if anybody had a loud music. You know, I'm in the middle of a cornfield, oak trees, you know, nobody, no houses. And I said, damn. And I realized I was hearing it in my head. Okay. I mean, I never heard stuff in my head before. It's like, I must have tuned into the radio station when I laid down north, you know, northeast, southwest, and had my head toward north. And so I tried another experiment. I said, well, let me try south. And when I did the south thing, it was kind of weird. I don't know. It was just I didn't catch a different station or nothing, but it just felt weird. So I stopped doing it and I put up the crystal and said, man, that's weird. And then I figured out trees have electromagnetic fields around trees because they're grounded to the ground, the leaves, you know, the branches are extended. And I said, let me go meditate underneath a tree. And I did that. You know, I took the SUV, I laid down the seats, and I laid down underneath this big oak tree. And all at once, I started seeing colors, you know, blues, greens, and then I don't know, I guess I sat up in my body, and I seen this woman with a robe all the way down to her feet. I could see her feet, and she was sitting in a tree watching me. And so she took off flying, and then I took off after her, you know. And as I was going up, they had a big circle in the sky, and these people were looking down at me as I was going up. Now, I didn't see her. I didn't see her going up, you know, into the hole, but she must have shot in the hole, you know, and then I was following right behind her. And as I moved in, I could see all these spirits with robes just like her. And they had these sashes, like beauty pageant women have, you know, these little bands or whatever, from the left shoulder to the right belt line or whatever. And I saw this, all at once I saw this white figure, giant, he was big, he was way bigger than them little bitty people. And it was me. It was my image. And I looked at it, and it had an eyeball on the forehead, and it blinked. And I just shit on myself almost and said, oh, my shit. And I said, and I hauled ass down the damn tube. And as I was going down, all these people running to the hole looking at me going down. It's like scared the shit out of me when that eyeball blinked like that. You know, the eyeball was real. It blinked, you know. And there was a time when recently I saw a statue of the Hail Mary. But, you know, like you see at church, Catholic church, but it was a statue. I could tell the difference. It was a complete statue. And another thing is, in my research in the Catholic Church, I found out that spirits get in the stained glass. Now, I didn't tell y'all about this. I'm glad I thought about that. They get in the stained glass, and they could take the image of an angel or any image that's in the stained glass. Anybody, Moses, Jesus, whoever you want to put up there. They could get in that thing, and when the sun, I don't know how they do it, if the sun's shining on it and they just heat up or whatever, I don't know. And then they become that image. That's another thing I saw. I was actually watching the spirit talk. So I threw him out the thing just to see if, if it was real. But it was actually just a spirit just stealing the image of the glass, because it's got colors. You see all these colors in stained glass in the Catholic Church. I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, I did a motorcycle thing. This is another thing. I figured out alchemy, like a portal collider. If I'm driving real fast on a motorbike, I thought I could build my energy up like alchemy, turning yourself into gold. So I did that for a year. I've seen all kinds of stuff. And actually it worked. I started looking at the clouds, the cloud people, and I found out that I could hear them talk. And one time, the first time I looked up there, this woman looked down at me. She said, help us, help us. And I said, what? I said, what's going on? What's wrong? And she started to talk, and I lost telepathy because I got excited. See, if you get excited, if you're not in a calm state, you could lose your hearing or whatever. I don't know. Or I might have just flew out my body and went after somebody. I don't know. I don't know why I lost the hearing. Another time I saw a little kid. There was an angel woman, very beautiful, but sometimes they're naked, though. I don't want to, just like, what was her name? They had this Aphrodite or whoever you want to call her. She was naked in front of people, too. I've seen naked women talking to, to a council or whatever. And she's just flat out naked. I mean, her tits were just so perfect, her buttocks and everything. I mean, but this one angel that was up in the sky in the clouds, she started pointing at me, pointing at the little kid up there. And she said, look, she told that little kid, she pointed at me, says, tell him. So I'm watching, and the little kid starts crying. He says, they took me from my home. They stole me, you know. And I don't know how old this kid was. He had to be taught. He was old enough to talk. He must have been around 7 or 8. I don't know, 9. I don't know. And they stole me, you know, kidnapped, whatever. And he was crying and weeping. I mean, oh man, if you ever see a child weeping like that, it hurt me bad. I mean, and I couldn't do nothing around. So I started looking around the kid, and the thing is, there were demons and evil beings around him, you know. Now, I don't know what happened after that. I just disgusted me, and I just took off and said, you know, and I'm sure if I left my body, I went up there and killed some of them demons. I'm sure if I think back, that's probably most likely what I would have done. But what I'm saying is they're stealing our children in the homes. They could go in your house. They could, I found out, you know, my consciousness got bigger as I grew. You know, I was like, when I first started off, I might have been a +1. And then as more research I do, I become a +2. And then, you know, the more research I do, it's a +3. And that's how it works. You become more consciously aware, awakening and everything. And I figured out a scale between -9 and +9. And then the human race is like -0 right now. And Jesus's time was like -3. So we're at -0 right now. But I'm like a way high level. I'm in the plus sign. Now I figured out a way to grade you, you know, where you at from -0. But I have to take deductions off, and then you have to go through it's like Kung Fu, like belts. The numbers are like belt levels where you actually got to do stuff that, you know, science work that I do, you know, and looking through the eyelids is another thing. Looking through veils, I could take my wallet, look through one eye, it's like 1 inch thick. I could look through a big tree. Once I figured out I could do this, I started looking through a tree and see if I could see behind the tree. And man, that's weird. I mean, I could see through a tree, that 2 inch tree. Okay. I could see through it, and I could only see this invisible dimension. Now, if I'm looking through the ceiling, if your conscious knows that you could see through the ceiling like a veil, I could watch what's going on up in the stars by looking through my roof or a house, even a house. If I'm in a house, I could look through the roof and see what's going on up above me. You know, that's probably another plus. Everything you could do like I do, it gives you another plus sign, you know. So it goes like that. Another thing is the metric mile. It has to do with light of speed, 60 seconds to a minute time of light of speed and distance, okay? Like the moon is 1.3 seconds. If you want to just round it off, it's 1 second, you know. The Mars is 3 minutes, not 1 second, 3 minutes, 3.3 seconds. So it's 3 minutes. So Mars is actually 3 metric miles away. The moon is actually in our atmosphere, and I could see it. I've been observing it a bunch. When it gets full, it's like it's inside the cloud barrier, you know. I call it the cloud barrier because even the clouds are around the moon. You know, I could see it. But this is invisible metric dimension or whatever I'm seeing. And but the moon is 1/60 seconds. That is so close. I mean, it's kissing the moon. It's actually like a parasite, actually. It's an evil demon race. I've seen aliens. I've seen different types. I've seen the praying mantis in Michigan around the Great Lakes. I've seen different types. The weird one I saw, his eyeballs were like a pyramid inside of his eye or whatever. And then I've seen Draco ones. I've seen centaurs. I've seen mythical creatures. in the invisible dimension. Serpents, I mean, every animal could talk. A bear could talk, you know, in the other dimension, snakes could talk, fish could talk. Well, I could talk to a dead corpse like a fish. One time I freaked out. I mean, I was looking at the fish. I said, look at it, Neil, look at it, just do it. And I said, I was afraid to do it because I'm afraid. And the fish started talking, you know, it's like, and the fish was in ice, okay? The head, it still had the head. And I looked at a deer, and I didn't want to do the dead deer or dead animals, you know, because the fish wasn't too bad, but looking at a dead animal, it freaks you out a little bit. So, I saw a dead deer. She looked like she was pregnant. So I had a knife and I said, look, if there's a baby, I'm going to go kick the mama's stomach and I'm going to see if the baby starts moving or whatever.
Hey, bro, shut the fuck up. STL, what are you doing, bro? I got a question for you.
Hold up, man. Wait up. Hold up. We're going to get to questions later. And then what's going to happen is
no over talking.
Shogun is going to say, okay, ask the question and I could do the questions, you know.
Keep going, Holy Septica.
Okay, so the deer said, you know, I got to go help Sirius. And I was, you know, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know. And I heard this dude named Sirius in heaven. There's a war between this religious faction that everybody's brainwashed in, and Sirius is the good guy. So, and so next time I said, you know what? I saw a bird. I said, let me go see if this bird says anything. So I started talking to the bird. I was afraid to try to communicate with the deer because it was freaking me out so much. And I knew it was going to happen. You know, I just knew. So I went to the bird and I said, hey, man, I know you're alive. Why are you still stuck in your body? He says, Jesuit put a curse on me. I said, why would Jesuit do that? I saw him throw the demons and the reptilians off the moon. He said, yeah, he hates them daggone demons and them reptilians, you know. I said, yeah, but I don't know who to trust, you know. And I told him, you know, I seen it, how he threw it over the head. And I explained what happened, you know, when he threw these demons over my head in Sacramento area. And I don't know if he said, okay, look, I think this might have happened. Jesuit might have said, look, you're going to have to throw these spirits over my head so I could see it, you know, the one dimension person. That way he could know that there's demons and, you know, reptilians on the moon. And I think that's what happened. Or he was trying to throw them around me so they could eat me, you know. So, but I don't want to go too far into a lot of stuff. I think I covered all the scientific work. Yeah, the cloud people, you got to look at the cloud. Oh, the people in the trees. If you use your cell phone, it's like a third eye. I could see things with the cell phone that I can't see with the neck, you know, with my naked eyes. Just like a spaceship. I took photographs of something, and all at once I'm looking at the picture and it says, I didn't see that I didn't see that. And I actually got photographs of UFOs too, you know. Salt Lake City too. I did research with UFOs, big starships landing there too. So, but y'all could go ahead and start with questions now.
I have a question.
Okay.
What do you think of the Taoist idea that using your third eye, like a lot, like it sounds like you've been using, is actually really bad for you and isn't really productive?
Oh shit.
No, it's not really bad for you. Actually, it's opposite. It's actually good for you. Like remote viewing, I do remote viewing. But I suggest if anybody do remote viewing, make sure you have a very, very sharp knife. As long, you know, as in your hand, because if you leave the body, it's not safe. Say if a big monster swallows you, you know, you're flying through the air and a big whale is up there or salmon. salmon opens his mouth and you accidentally fly in his freaking mouth and stuff, and you can't get out. Well, you're gonna have to cut the belly out to get out, you know.
So, but the thing is, most people don't need their third eye. You know, that they just need coffee and to get up and to go to work. And even if those people are enlightened, and even if those people are aware of their third eye, they don't need to use it all the time. Use of the third eye is associated with higher drug use. It's associated with sleep deprivation. It's not really something I think that is healthy for you to be doing all the time.
No,
Well, that's advice. Open Eye Project, I have a question for you.
That's actually bad advice. Really, I
Open
mean,
Eye.
whoever told you that is very unintelligent, because you're gonna if you don't. All right, imagine this. If you're minus civilization, if you don't start do remote viewing and scientific research, you're gonna stay at zero to minus zero person.
So here's the issue.
Yeah.
You just said we use our third eye every time we use our phones.
No, you don't. No, I said if you use your phone, if you're filming the trees or looking at the clouds, you could see better like the third eye.
Well, he's just trying to tell a story of his life, you know.
Okay, yeah. Open, I have a question for you. When you first saw your first demon, how did you feel? Could you describe what your first feeling was?
Well, shucks. Well, all right. The very first one that I saw that was in color. See, I see these things. They look transparent. The thing is, they've been stealing human images. They cut your head off. They cut humans' heads off, and they put a mask on you. So a lot of them look human. But the first really demon I saw, I was running into a lot of powers and principalities. And I was carrying my machete blade with me, very sharp. What I do is I never cut nothing with it at all. Like it's a virgin, you know, very sharp.
A virgin blade. That's based as fuck. I need a virgin fucking blade. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So that way you don't have to sharpen it at any time. So I had it in my trench coat and I went to take a crap, you know. I was drinking coffee early in the morning.
You had a virgin machete in your trench coat when you went to take a crap. That is basic.
Yeah, well, I looked inside of the toilet and I closed my eyelids. Now,
Sorry, that was the best thing ever. You're the king,
so
man.
I closed my eyelids and I looked at the toilet and I saw a red hand demon with claws, you know, long fingernail.
Jesus God,
could
we
you
don't
describe
pay
your
you enough.
emotional? Could you describe your emotional response?
Listen. Shh. Y'all
We have
can't
to
be
listen.
talking, man. Okay, let me stop.
Sorry.
Okay. And it was going through that 2-inch hole through the toilet, and I said, "Holy shit!" And I aimed at his hand, and I pulled the trigger on his hand, and then threw him up. It's like a tractor beam. You guys, your eyeballs are like tractor beam. So I pulled him out of the toilet and threw him over the stall, and I closed my eyes real quick to see if it happened, you know, see if it worked. And I saw him coming at me, a red demon. And his body was all red. He looked naked. They don't wear clothes. He just all red body, whatever. And I pulled that machete out and I cut his right arm off, you know. Later on, I started closing my eyelids to see what's going on because, you know, and they were putting a human arm on him after. And I realized, there's a couple of things I realized with that. Either he could pull humans out of the body by grabbing you by the balls and pull you underground and then eat you, or he was collecting balls and penises so he could eat them or something. I don't know, or whatever.
Yeah, but how did you feel? How was your emotional reaction?
Oh man, the fight! I cut his freaking arm off. I'm probably the first one in history. And you know what? David Wilcock could never say that shit. He finally got him a machete. I saw the last video he did lately. And it's kind of funny, huh? But I already told people about this already. But I'm probably the first human using the third eye to cut a demon's arm off.
I have a question for you, Holy Sepulchre / Open Eye Project. You describe yourself as the Last Testament. Tell us, what does it mean to be the Last Testament?
Well, the messenger that comes at the last days of my life or whatever, or after I die, they're probably going to have another one that's going to come too. And they call me the Last Testament. They got all kind of names for me. They call me the Truth too, the Truth. And they call me other names as well. I have a secret name and stuff. Oh shit, man. But the reason why they call me the Last Testament, because they killed, I'm like the last body. They're trying to kill every part of me. Okay. And that's another reason why they might call me the Last Testament. See, I had to leave my body. My spirit actually had to leave, if you think about it, because they're trying to kill me. They're trying to pull me out of my body. I've seen spirits in my body, and one dude, I felt pain, and then I turned around and I tried to throw him out of the back of the car, out of the back seat, and then as I did it, the person that was in me, he pulled him out, and the dude was saying, the dude was screaming, "I'm not Generet, I'm not Generet," screaming, "I'm not Generet." So they were trying to get this dude named Generet out of my body,
So I want to ask you something, Holy Scepter. A couple of times you told me that you hang yourself upside down, like from the feet, you hang yourself upside down to make the spirits fall out of you. So can you tell us, what is the technique to hang yourself upside down? What happens when the spirits fall out of you? Tell us about this.
Well, they got these little bitty ones. They get in your brain and your stomach and your body or whatever, and I could see them. And so what I do is, to clean myself, I would hang upside down, and then they would fall out the top of my head or whatever. And one time, one of them fell, and he was like pissed off. He says, "Man, you shouldn't have did that. I was supposed to stay in your body, And and it's like quantum entanglement. If I hang upside down, or if I lay to the right, they would the spirits would lay to the right, okay? Because one time I was laying by a building just to rest in the shade, and I lay down, and the little kid that was in the wall with his daddy and stuff said, "Hey, Daddy, he must be the one that puts us to sleep at night," because I lay down, and a bunch of spirits lay down or whatever. So that was kind of cute to hear him say that too. But I have these powers. I could throw spirits out of the car. I done had them grab my heart, stick their hand in my chest and start, trying to pull my heart out, and try to pull the spirit out of me too as well. And last time I saw one of them, he said, I'm gonna take your life. They want to take my life from me. So the thing is, I'm fighting back. That's why they're attacking me. I use firecrackers. I didn't say that though yet. I sleep with this very sharp knife. I finally got a sharpener. It's been dull for a while. It's not a virgin blade.
Virgin blade. I love that. That's the most gangster shit in the world. I sleep with a virgin blade. Never cut nothing. I realize now that's the standard. I mean, fuck yeah.
Well, the reason why you want to have a virgin blade, you want it as sharp as possible, because
exactly.
Different dimension.
If you go to another dimension, you need a sharp blade to kill the fucking demons. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Have
what
you
if
tried
you
using
fucking alligator? What if an alligator swallows you and you got to cut through that fucking
just smash you in the face with a sharp fucking machete? Fuck you, alligator! Right in the head with a machete. Fuck yeah.
Have you tried using charcoal, OpenEye?
What?
Have you tried using charcoal as a weapon against them?
Well, I use firecrackers. Use sage. How would you use charcoal? I throw salt behind my back.
You could once you see one, you could just like paint a painting or like a charcoal drawing of it, and then trap it within the charcoal drawing.
Yeah. Well, I can't tell too much about what I do. You know, I don't want to really. You kind of need to keep that a little secret there, buddy. But I could do a lot more things than that. No, we don't want to talk about that, bro. Keep that a secret.
Fuck, I mean, honestly, holy subject, I've known you for a long time, and I know you're not lying, you're 100% sincere. So you are living the life of Constantine from the movies. If you watch the movie Constantine, you're fighting demons, you got virgin blades, you're exorcising the monsters, you're opening the spirit gates. Like,
Yeah,
you are
well,
living the life of a fucking Duke Nukem of the spirit world.
I'm glad you bring that up
Duke
because,
Nukem
like,
of the spirit world.
that dude, the Pitch Black, where he could see. Now, I have night vision. I didn't tell y'all about night vision yet.
Tell us about the night vision.
Okay, well, this is how you do it. Okay, you have to manifest it. You have to turn it on. Your mind's like a computer. You have to say, okay, I'm gonna turn on my night vision. You know, sometimes it's better to speak it out. It says, look, I'm gonna go out this weekend. No lights, no campfire, no flashlights, no light at all. And you go out there and you just look around at night. It's better not to be in the woods because it's better to be in the desert or a crop field that's, you know, because you ever heard of Black Forest? It's very dangerous in the forest. You could actually go in the forest and get eaten up because they got big creatures, big demons in the forest too. Like you know how people said, oh, don't go in the Black Forest, you know, that myth or whatever? That's kind of true. So, but when you go out there, you turn it on and you start to, it just comes on. I mean, it's like having night vision goggles. Everything looks like a TV set. You know, in the sky or whatever, and it's static. It looks, all this energy you see. Oh, the stars are a lot closer than you think. Remember the metric mile stuff? I saw a Stargate open up. Fort Bragg. I lost my keys. I don't know if I activated a Stargate using the flashlight or what.
Wait, you were at Fort Bragg?
Yeah, well, I was on the beach of Fort Bragg. It was really foggy. You could cut the fog with a knife. It was
that Fort Bragg is the special ops training where they all do all the psychological operations, right?
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah.
But the star, all at once, something started coming through the fog, and I saw the star, you know, and it was like a long ladder. And they had, I don't know, 100 people, maybe 1,000. I couldn't count them. And then I looked to my left for some reason, and some people were coming out the ground to meet them. Right on the beach where I was. It was like, I got to get the hell out of here because they're going to be fighting. They might be swinging swords, you know, or whatever. And they look human. So, but I have opened Stargates before on purpose, and it actually worked, but I can't tell nobody how I do it.
You did this with a flashlight?
I don't know. The thing is, I don't know if it was because or it was just a coincidence that the star gate opened. You gotta understand, it was coming out the star. And it didn't take but seconds for them to get down where I was, like, through the fog. You know, once I got there on the sand and turned the darn thing on, right when I turned the dang on flashlight, I don't know why I looked up. And I saw them coming through the fog, you know, but I actually almost pushed them in the ocean because as I looked at them, I turned my face and I moved a Stargate a little bit, you know, so that was weird, man. I mean, there's a lot of other things I've seen, like these little white balls, like basketballs would come down in the fog when I was doing my motorbike thing. And I put my tarp down. I went to lay down a big old bluff, high cliff, you know. And they came down, and I said, "Hey, man, I could see y'all." You know, once I laid down, I could see them. And they moved up, and then they started talking to each other. I could tell they were communicating to each other. And one of them entered my body. It, you know, went in my stomach. And I was like, oh, shit. And I just lay there. What the fuck what I'm going to do? So I just started meditating, and there wasn't much I could really do, you know. I was actually hoping they might helped me because I ran into some bad aliens too. Black alien. Oh yeah, the cone head ones, the tall cone. It wasn't Egyptian heads. They were like blacks. They looked like they had black suits on, but they were black. And they had these real high cone head, like really, it didn't go toward the back of the head. It went straight up. And they freaking put something in my brain and they blew up. Like boom, you know. And I said, ooh, they got to be my enemy now. And whatever them things did, I think they fixed me, you know, when they entered me. Because in the vision, they were trying to fix something. And all at once, it just lit up, you know, and it came back to life or whatever they tried to destroy. So.
Well, that's absolutely unbelievable. I mean, when you consider what it would be like to live in your world, it's like being on a DMT trip 24/7. And I'm grateful there's someone out there like you fighting the good fight.
Yeah, I figured out how to burn the darkness.
Does it involve cotton at all?
Yeah.
Can you tell us about cotton? Hold on. This is really important. So you have opened our eyes to cotton, the significance of the element of cotton and its role. So can you tell us, Holy Sepulchre / Open Eye Project, tell us about cotton. What does it mean? How does it work?
Okay. Well, I was in Texas and I said, well, let me camp out in cotton. I said, damn, cotton's so beautiful and stuff. And I said, I'm going to do some research in the fields of cotton. And I said, well, that's the element, you know. And don't let me forget about binding the saws too, because that's
right.
Yeah, bind the saws, but tell us about the cotton. We talked about the binding the saws. Tell us about the cotton.
All right. I was in the cotton field and I said, you know what? I said, let me light this white candle. For some reason, I just knew something might happen. So I lit, I lit 3 of them because sometimes you got to light 3 of them. Because if 3 angels, see, I lit candles before and angels come out the ground, okay? But if you light 1, you want to make sure you light 3. That way 3 of them could help each other when they go up, whatever. So I found out about that. So I lit 3 candles about, you know, and to make sure, you know, if I didn't want 1 to come up by himself, I want 3 of them. So I lit the white candles and I started looking around, you know, because the reason why I went there, I said, you know what, these bad freaking spirits, demons that's in the Holy Sepulchre that's following me, I have a feeling I could burn these bitches up in this white field or whatever. And
oh my God.
I just had a feeling. So when I looked at the freaking cotton, you know, the plants, they were on fire. They were on fire like a burning bush. I could see them. The cotton was burning, but it wasn't being consumed. And some of the spirits says, we're burning up and stuff. And some of the bad spirits were saying, we're burning up. And I said, yeah, man, I want you to fucking burn up, motherfucker. You know? So I kept on burning, but I said, well, you better cut. So I cut a couple candles down to 1, because if they're burning too hot.
Hello?
God said enough of this nonsense.
Are you there, bro? Holy Sepulchre?
I think the demons got the phone.
Holy Sepulchre dropping.
He finally ran out of cotton.
Drop.
He finally ran out of cotton. This is a sad day.
Well, the thing is, I was camping. I'm not finished with the cotton yet, though. Let me tell you. Okay.
I'm not finished with the cotton yet. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I love it.
I went to a truck stop and stopped, and they had a bunch of cotton seeds. Cotton seeds. All right. I've been spreading salt around my car, you know, to either imprison them. That any spirit that's under my car, you could imprison them, or you know. So I was doing salt. So I said, well, let me try this cotton seeds. Someone dropped a whole bunch of cotton seeds, and they wasn't wet. You know, they were still dry. So I bagged a whole bunch of it. I threw it in my back seat because I found out it could burn these bitches. You know, so I put it on my floorboard. I put it on in the back seat, all in my trunk. I mean, I put bags and bags of that shit, cotton seeds, all in my car. And so every time I stop or leave, I said, well, let me try this. So I started throwing cotton seeds around the car like I do salt. And I threw it all on the top of the car, on the hood, you know, just to see what would happen. Well, every time I throw something down, it falls from heaven as far as I could see, like all the way north, east, south, and west. It comes down upon the earth that far away. So whatever's small that's around me, whatever's big that's up there is gigantic. So when these cotton seeds fall, these spirits can't stand them, man. These demons, they were screaming and hollering, get these cotton seeds off of me, you know, and stuff like that. And I knew they were bad spirits in my car, so I put it in the car seat on the passenger side, and I put it all in the back seat and just filled my back seat up pretty much. And I could see the spirits out there of the quantum entanglement, and they were saying, get these seeds off of me. You know, and so I said, okay, I'm going to light these candles now, see what happens with the cotton seeds. So, but I noticed all the spirits, like in the clouds, they said, oh my gosh, look, cotton seeds are falling. It was like raining cotton seeds. Like for, I don't know if it's 20 miles I could see. I don't know how far you could see. But as far as I could see, front, back, or whatever, the cotton seeds were falling down on Earth, you know?
This is the best shit we ever had to come through the round table.
How do you tell
We're
the
gonna
difference?
create a new religion
This
based
is
on
that
cotton.
uncut shit. This is that Schedule 1.
Nice
This
observation.
is the best shit ever. I need some gun. I was honestly at the dollar store buying survival shit, and I saw cotton balls. I was like, I gotta order these to burn away the darkness. And I literally thought about it. I was like, I need these. Like, I need the cotton.
Open, could you tell
we
me
all
how...
need a little bit of cotton in our life, huh?
That's very good. Open, could you tell me how you can tell the difference between the good and the bad spirits?
He smells that bus.
You can't. The only way you do it, they got mad. They see they cut human heads off, and the only way to test the spirit, you got to test it. This is one way I would test it. If the spirit says he's God or Jesus or whatever, I go walk up to him slowly, see if he's a hologram, see if I could touch him first. And you know, see if he's a hologram, because aliens have hologram technology. Second thing is, I would jump on him and grab him by his chin and try to jerk that damn mask off of him and make sure that's who he's saying he is. If a mask come off, that means, you know, he's probably the devil or whatever, you know. But I have seen where a dude had a bag of heads, because see, oh man, you wouldn't believe the crap I seen. I mean, a human, small human. You know,
tell us what a vampire does to a small
human. I've never seen a small human. Can you describe it?
Tell us what a vampire does to a small human.
No, listen. Okay, I actually seen it happen. When the vampire wants to drink someone's blood or whatever, he just grabs the human, you know, in his hand. He raises it up to his mouth, bite your head off, and pull your body upside down and drink your blood
Holy
like
shit, that's insane. That's fucking insane.
I've seen it.
Does he do
That
it any
is
differently
completely
to a?
insane.
If he were to run into a small human, would he do it any differently to the small human?
Yeah, that's what they do. They grab the small humans. These are giants. Okay?
Wait, so they flip the person upside down. And then
where's the weed now? We need the weed now.
Nice observations, guys. Open, can you describe any sexual encounters you've had with any of these spirits?
Oh,
shit.
Have you seen them making babies?
You talking about me?
Yes, yourself.
Yeah, has there ever been a sexual encounter with a small human?
Have you met any succubus?
I
with a
actually
demon.
had something happen where I saw a woman having sex with somebody, and she did it. She only did it to save me. So, but I
To
can't
save
tell
you?
what. I can't. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I can't think of
Save
any
you from what? Save
situation.
you from what?
The small
Well,
human.
I don't know. I never really seen some of the private parts, because you can't see that. The only thing you see is their head.
Sometimes you can.
Yeah, I've seen George Washington before.
Wow.
Yeah, he
Holy
was in that
shit.
little.
I'd rather see their private
He was
parts
in that
than
funny
George
suit.
Washington. Sorry.
He was like 2 foot. He was like 2 football fields tall. Because what happens is when you die, your body expands. And like what's that? Salmon. I seen a big salmon. He was like he was actually looked bigger than George Washington, if I think about it. And he was over the ocean, but there's an ocean above the ocean. And I was looking on the horizon, and I seen the Planet of the Apes. These human apes, and they were looking at me.
Yeah.
And some spirits on the left, they came where I was at the beach and started fucking with me, grabbing my leg and shit like that. And I was like getting pissed off.
Right.
And then I looked at, I was looking over there and I was watching the monkey lady on on Planet of the Apes, and she was like looking, and she saw some spirit from above. That spirit that was fucking with my legs, something came down above him and grabbed him and started dragging him off. And they were watching it because that fucker was fucking with me. And they drag, so you don't want to fuck with me, dude. They drag your ass off, and that's it.
Hey, Open Eye. Have you ever considered that maybe keeping your third eye open like you do keeps you open to like spiritual infection? Like it would be like constantly like sticking your hand into like a wade pool and or sticking your hand into like a puddle of muddy water that has cuts on it, and it's like probably not a good idea to constantly keep it open.
Hey, are you an expert?
Oh, hey.
I don't know
so much about
I don't
cotton,
know.
Don't say
Whatever you talking about, honey, that really sounds ridiculous.
That's right.
You sound ridiculous, honey.
I never
You
heard
don't sound
something
like
like
you
that.
couldn't believe it to
Sticking
me.
your hand in the muddy water or something. I mean, golly, man.
I'm just saying if you have your third eye open all the time, no wonder you have demons and shit coming into you. Like most people who don't have their third eye don't have to worry about demons coming into them because the demons can't get into them because their third eye isn't open.
Oh yeah, they could get in you.
Well, I don't see how.
Well, I'm gonna give you an example. If you're married, this is really bad shit. The demon could go wake your husband up, cut your husband's head off, and take his body, and then wake you up later on and want to fuck you. And then actually, what? Fucking demon. It's not your husband fucking you.
Not sure about that.
It's a damn
You might take your husband's head
Are you
off,
doubting the
motherfucker.
cotton prophet? How dare you?
Look, they put your body on like a suit, dude. Really?
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
how do they get in? The eye is the
They
window
just
to the
do-
soul,
Through the
right?
back door.
Yeah. They go through the cotton door.
Well, now Nicodemus, not Nicodemus. Nikola Tesla.
Nebuchadnezzar.
Nostradamus. You always say
said,
Nostradamus.
Remember the three. Remember the three.
Abraham Lincoln.
6 and 9. The power of 3, 6, and 9.
Nipple Tuesday.
Now, I'm just going to tell y'all that. I'm not going to
Shakur.
explain it. I cannot explain it because you're not ready yet. Only a level 3 can get explained that, and y'all skills
Only the level 3.
Fuck. How do I level
I'm
up?
ready.
Please tell me. Enlighten me.
I'm
in
ready.
the
Wait.
way of leveling up, almighty cotton prophet.
Are we zeros or are we negative zeros? We're still in the positive zeros, right?
Well,
No, you're negative
I
0.
can't.
Recruit more people to the server, you
tell
negative
y'all
0,
what
bitches.
level you are because it takes some time to analyze it,
What level are you then?
Well, I'm probably the highest one you could get, plus 9.
Oh my god.
He's plus 9.
I'm level 420, bro.
I think you're the crackhead version of fucking.
When I get a Titanite slab and be a plus 10.
Let me tell y'all what happened after I found out about my mother. I was doing research in this church about stained glass. I was studying, research. And this dude walked in, and he walked straight toward me. He put out his hand to shake it, and it was like invisible, and it was in between invisible and not invisible. And I touched his hand. It's like, wow, it's flesh. And we shook hands, and then his eyes were glowing blue color, and he said, he gave me a secret name. He says, go to Rome. And he says, she don't know who I am. And I said, okay. And then he started talking to us and stuff. And he said he was going to Georgia next. So I put Georgia and Rome together, and I looked on the map. And it was Rome, Georgia. I didn't even know Rome, Georgia even exists. And I looked at the map, and Highway 27 leads to Rome, Georgia, from, all the way south, east of Georgia. The highway goes straight up to Rome, Georgia. And that added up with my mother's 27s. And I said, man, that's weird, dude. That's freaking weird.
Wow, that's so weird. Wow.
And I found out the book of Revelation was the 27th book. And the book of Daniel is the 27th book, too. Old Testament, New Testament. Yeah, the New Testament. Yeah,
Well, he's right about that. I mean, the book of Daniel is trippy as fuck.
Yeah, so, but someone long ago, I'm not going to mention nobody's name, he says, remember the book of Daniel.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the only book he told people to remember. So,
don't put us so hard on the nose.
Well, it's because there's prophecy in that. Just saying.
Yeah, there is. And but as I was driving on Highway 27, I could see these spirits in the clouds. I mean, they wasn't really in the clouds. They just was transforming into a horse, a lion, a angel, and then a Trojan helmet dude or whatever. He had the long feather helmet. And I said, quit looking. You're going to freaking wreck, dude. And
have you ever done psychedelics, Open Eye?
I think we asked this question.
When I was
What do you
younger.
mean? Cotton's the only psychedelic we need.
Yeah, how often did you do that?
Frankly, honey, you sound ridiculous.
I just want to know.
Well,
you sound like a non-believer.
I don't think they need LSD. I think they will go extra crazy with LSD. I think they're already having extra LSD.
I think he took LSD too frequently. That's my theory.
Tap in the morning, tap in the midnight, tap before they sleep. Every day.
Okay, y'all. Look, we got to stop the comments, though. You got to remember, we got to ask a question and be real about this
Act
stuff.
like disciples.
Gotcha.
So let me go on. And then I was driving further down the road, and all at once I saw a sign saying Mount Zion camping, state park. And I said, oh, my God. And I was reading the book of Revelation, and I know about the 144 with the host of Almighty God or whatever, standing on Mount Zion, and with the 144. So I pulled over, I camped, I said, oh, crap. Is this what that dude wanted me to find out? And I started thinking, am I going to make book of Revelation happen? And I started thinking, oh, crap, am I going to run into the devil, So I had a lot of questions in my mind was running through. And so I went there and I ran into some devil worshipers. I'm not going to go into detail, but these people burst into flames and human combustion and stuff.
Like spontaneous.
Stop satanically fucking resonating from hell. Stop it.
So I'm not. I don't.
That might be one of the
demons. Long story. Actually,
I think that's one of the demons.
No, it's Ohana. I just muted him.
Ooh.
How long we been? No, we got 5 more minutes. That's be an hour, huh? Anybody got any questions?
Motherfucker, we got all the time in the world. Don't worry about that.
We got any questions?
we don't pay for recording time, Holy Sepulchre, and we give free talent. We got 30 people in the room right now. Does anyone have a question for Holy Sepulchre?
Yeah, I just used all my law runes and sent us back 6 years in time, so we got plenty of time. Can I get some more law runes from you?
Okay, so my question is, if you had the power to remove this ability, would you do so?
Hello?
Yeah, Holy Sepulchre, that's a question for you.
Ohana, shut the... Thank you.
Holy Sepulchre,
taking him.
Can you please answer?
Holy Sepulchre maybe being...
The gun's taking him.
They got one? Fuck.
I have the
Getting
widest cotton of them all. I don't care what you have to say. Your darkness
Wrong.
is you are not strong enough to kill the darkness.
They may have...
Hey, somebody get him
You
to
know how hard
explain
it is to kill
the
invisible
levels,
darkness?
the number levels. Like, I'm dying
This
to know.
darkness is like 9, 10, 11
Jewish
level,
cotton.
and most of the light is only 7, 6, 8 level, so it's a
Guys,
difficult situation. The level usually, darkness
This is
exceeding
a
light.
-3.
It's very difficult when you keep
The society is -3.
keeping your eye open endlessly. No
I
wonder.
mean, if you have a
passes out all
+1
of a sudden.
civilization, then you can work with something. But when you're working on the -3 civilization,
I mean, let's be honest. If it's a -3, is it even really a society?
Holy Sepulchre, our prophet, are you there?
honestly,
I summon ye.
Holy Sepulchre, please. Open Eye Project.
We're lost without you.
Holy Sepulchre.
Don't leave us.
Falafel.
Don't leave us.
Please, no.
We're depending on
God.
you. No.
Oh, there he
That
goes.
guy's a trip.
No.
He's probably getting arrested.
Chad,
What about the
what a
spin move?
hero.
What a fucking god. God, I wish I
What
was
a
like that.
fucking
man.
hero.
Can we all have a moment of silence for Holy Sepulchre, please?
Absolutely.
No, he's not. He's
30
not gone. Don't
30
you worry.
seconds. He's not gone, but we're going to have a holy silence for him anyway, and he's going to come back. So 30 seconds. Right now. Holy Sepulchre. 30. Okay, let's go.
I want my prophet
We're already
back.
in quarantine.
No,
Don't expect
you
us to be
fucked
quiet
it.
too, you fucker.
You all fucked it up.
He says he
I
will
will-
return.
I will reach through the darkness and slap you in the mouth, biatch.
The invisible
Take the
god?
cotton. No cotton. No
This was
cotton.
prophesized
No cotton.
in the Torah. Oh, cotton.
Let
So,
there be cotton.
Shogun, you said he hasn't been committed ever?
Well, he's a holy fucking Sepulchre. I mean, he's...
Because if not, he's got to be something else.
Yeah,
Look,
he's something else.
he's committed, all right. He's committed to burning demons.
Well, he's gonna
Honestly,
get
that was the
out
best.
there, like-
Holy shit! Wait. Are we still recording? Because that was a great
Yes.
recording.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So everybody, thank you. This was wonderful. Holy Sepulchre is indeed the Cotton Messiah
Prophet.
of the Round Table.
Prophet.
So if you have not bought cotton, if you have not burned away cotton, if you have not built spaceships to fire cotton into the sun, consider your role in burning away the darkness, because cotton is the key. It is the element that burns away the darkness. Please buy some, burn some, and contribute. For the rest of you, join the Roundtable Discord server. Google Roundtable Discord or go to Conspiracy Theory or Politics on Discord and join us. We are the Holy Sepulchre Cotton Cult. We will burn away the darkness. 2021. It's coming to you.